What's up, guys? In today's video I'm gonna show you how I play the solo from Beat It by Michael Jackson. First of all, you need to verify your tune. My guitar is tuned a half step down. In this case, mine is tuned in drop C sharp. Basically, with that you are good to go. The first part, it's a little complicated. It has a bit of a trick to it. It's not a very common guitar technique, so you'll probably need to spend some time practicing how to use your whammy bar. This guitar has a flat row, so it's much easier to do it. Basically, the first part goes like this. How do we do this? First of all, I think in the original solo, he only hits the G string on the 4th fret. But I like to have a little more frequency. I love to have a longer travel from where the note starts to where it ends. So what I do is hit the 6th string to create a little more noise, kind of what like Motley Crue does in Kickstart My Heart. Basically, I do this. I lower the string tension with the bridge. I pull the 6th string. I slowly release the pressure I have on the whammy bar. And I tap the 4th fret on the G string. My index stays there, ready to mute the 6th string, so it doesn't make too much noise once the G string starts ringing. That's the first part. The next part, I do it this way because it's much easier. It warranties to have the harmonics I need, exactly where I need them, right where I need them. What I do is play G string 7th fret, then B string 10th fret, then G string fret 9, and E string 12th fret. So basically those are the notes. Now, how do I make that high note? It's a harmonic. What I'm doing is plucking the string with my right hand ring finger. And basically you want your finger line up with the note you're fretting with the other hand. So in this case, I'm here on the 10th fret, so my right hand would be around 22nd fret, for example. And when I'm on the 12th fret, I place my thumb over 24th fret, and like I told you before, I pluck with my ring finger. This technique is actually much more common in classical guitar. That's where I got it from. I haven't really seen it much in electric guitar. I don't know if people use it in general, but it works really well for me. The next section is this. How do I play it? First is a fixed pattern. Basically, it's just a small fragment of a scale. You play frets 10, 12, and 14 on the B string. Right after you play 10, 12, and 14 on the E string. Once you have this, you start adding the tapping. I don't really have a fixed pattern for this part. I just do whatever sounds and feels faster to me. I mean, obviously still in time with the song. So honestly, I'm not even completely sure how or what exactly I'm picking here, but it's something like this. And at the end, I do a flutter. I mean, I hit the Floyd Rose bar. And yeah, the position never changed. The frets I told you stayed the same. It's all hammer-ons and pull-offs, basically. So far, so good. The next part goes like this. Right, how do we do this? This one is a little more complicated. The first thing we need to do is to figure out the pattern. How are we gonna do it? First you play 12th fret, 15th fret, and 19th fret on the B string. It does require a bit of finger stretch, nothing too crazy, but you will need to keep your fingers a little spread apart. Remember to keep a proper finger curvature so you can do it without too much trouble. It's basically just an ascending and descending pattern. Hammer and pull-ups only. I haven't really paid attention to it, but I think I'm not picking every note. Yep, I only pick once per string. Slowly, it's basically this. I land on a bending on the G string. So, the way I get out of this pattern is by playing E string 12th fret, B string 12th fret, and G string 14th fret. On the 14th fret, I do a full step bending. Bend the string up and bring it back down. Then I do another bending on the B string at 15th fret. Then I do hammer and pull-ups. Basically, I'm doing this. It's gonna play in 15, 12, 15. And then I add the tapping to this part. I'll play slowly one more time. Here's where the tapping comes in. After the tapping part, what I do is go back to the G string to do another bending with a pull-off back to the 12th fret on the G string. It's basically a bending on 14th fret of the G string. I bring it back down, do the pull-off, and with the same motion I do another pull-off from 12th fret on the G string to the open G string. Altogether should sound like this. And you use the whammy bar. Once you reach the lowest pitch, bring the bar back up without hearing the return. In other words, you don't want to hear this. You only want to dive down. Then you have a bending on 9th fret of the G string, and you're gonna do that with a harmonic also. So together it sounds like this. Once I do this bending, I go back to the G string on 7th fret and I do another hammer-on to the 9th fret. Then finish with another Floyd flutter. And then I do another hammer-on. While I do the flutter, I pull off from fret 9 to 7 and hammer-on again here. Altogether sounds the next part goes like this. How are you gonna play it? Here is slowly. Now, what are the notes? First, you're gonna play it on the B string, 5th fret, 3rd fret, and then the open string. Basically everything is all pull-offs, and you're gonna use the whammy bar to help the note sing. Basically what you want to do is lean a little on the bar, just a little. That way, when the string tension comes back, the note starts ringing out again. Okay, and all you need is to do a hammer-on out of nowhere. You are not gonna play anything, not picking anything with your right hand. Then, on the G string, 2nd fret, you have a bending. It's a full step 1. And you're also gonna use a pinch harmonic, so together. From there, you jump back to the 12th fret again. How would you play this? I make a chord on the G and B strings, 12th fret. First I strum the chord. Then I play E string, 12th fret, B string, 12th fret. And then I do the same bending from before, 15th fret, B string. And it's the same idea, bend up, full step, come back down and pull off. And on the first string you do the exact same bending on the same fret, 15th fret. Once you finish that bending, you go back into the scale or this kind of broken arpeggio. It would be E string, 12th fret, B string, 12th fret, and then that bending again, G string, 14th fret. That's it. Together sounds. And that's it. This whole section. Now the final part. I really like this one. It's a little difficult to coordinate, or at least for me, it doesn't feel that natural. Now, how are you gonna play it? Basically, it's a tapping. And from there's a hammer-on. Basically, the tapping pattern is 15th fret B string. Then you do the tapping pull-off. Hit the 8th fret on the B string. And then you land on 12th fret on the B string. So on the B string, you're gonna play these notes: 15th fret, 8th fret, and 12th fret. And like everything else we've been playing, it's a repeating pattern across both strings. Just very fast. And ready. From there, I'm not exactly sure how they play on the original version, but I like adding a slide. And repeating this note because I feel it's needed. It gives a stronger ending. Basically what I'm doing is tapping with hammer and pull-offs. Here's slowly. What I'm doing is tapping 17th fret, then pull off to 10th fret. We're on the E string, by the way. And I finish with another hammer-on using my left hand pinky. Basically, one finger moves at a time. It's kind of double tapping. If I do this with one hand, that speed would be impossible. Or, yeah, basically impossible. No matter how hard I try, maybe if your fingers were a little closer, you could do something like this. But here, putting together the tapping part, and that's it. How do I end? I play harmonics on V and G strings to make a chord. Then I play the open E and B strings. And the bending. That basically I fret E string 12th fret with my index. And B string 15th fret with my ring finger. I do that classical rock bending. A little bit slower. tune it well, it's complicated because of the flight. Then there's a small scale. Basically, what you're gonna play with these scales is a tremolo.
Okay.
It will be 14th fret on the E string, 15th fret, 17th fret, 19th fret, and 22nd fret with a bending to reach the pitch of 24th fret. Together, slowly sounds like this. For the last part, you only use your pick. And I also finish with my left hand finger. That's it. I hope this video helped you out. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and leave a like. It will really help me out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.